stream. Welcome to my cactus live stream, cactus care, sowing out. I brought a lot of seedlings that I want to discuss. I have containers with seedlings here, and these are with smaller seedlings that still need to be in the bag. I actually wanted to bring soil for singling out, but I think I might not have enough. No, definitely not. So I might have to get some soil. So let me get back. No, I don't want to disappear in the beginning. I don't want to have like that. The first thing that people see is me disappearing. So I might get soil later. When I'm singling out. If we're singling out today. If not, hey mate, good morning. Guten Morgen. Turning off the automatic translation again. But yeah, let me see. Okay. They changed some settings about the chat. What I just saw that sometimes like the setting that was chosen was that it is just top chat, top comments in the chat, something like that. So I tried to turn that off, that we have all comments in the chat. Yeah. I'm not sure if it works, and I'm not sure if it didn't really fully work since they have brought that feature into the app. But yeah, I tried to deactivate it. Work now. So thank you guys for being here. I brought a lot of containers again that we're going through. I washed seeds yesterday. Since yesterday, I think I washed 10 fruits with seeds in them, and I brought 3 of them that I might go through. So yeah. Great to be back, guys. I hope you have a good time. The weather is awful here. We might get some snow again. Yesterday it was snowing a little, but not really much. It's more like raining now. Okay, so let's discuss a bunch of the seedlings that I brought. I will go through the seedlings first, and then we'll maybe focusing on the seeds that I brought. I want to discuss them. Oh, and I brought the stuff that I need to build the labels for the cactus, for the cactus season. When the new cactus season begins now, I want to have labels for every flower that we can put on the flower. So I brought that. I brought this thing to make the hole, to punch the holes into the labels. This is the plastic tag for plants, for house plants, and we will use them to build a few labels with that for the new season. But yeah, more of that later. Let's go through the cactus seedlings. Welcome everyone. You are in the middle of a cactus live stream, and I brought quite a few that we have grown here. Okay, this looks interesting. Check it out. These seedlings here, they are already 3 months old. So in regards to the size, they should be bigger. There are a few green ones and a lot of variegated seedlings. These in the middle. These are basically albino seedlings, and they usually can't really survive long term unless you graft them, which we didn't. So for now, the only seedlings that thrive are the ones that can produce some form of chlorophyll, maybe a little bit. Yeah. With a few seedlings, a bit of a type that are partially variegated, partial albino. Those will be able to survive, but they might not grow as fast as the normal ones. That you can really see they have a big advantage already. And it might be that of all of those, only the green ones will develop eventually. So yeah. Only thing that I want to do, here's a weed that I would love to take out. I'm not sure what it's called. It always looks like these microscopic kales. I'm not sure what it is, but it's a weed that I keep seeing when I'm sowing out. It's never a huge problem, but I always take it out because eventually it will disturb the seedlings. It will compete with the seedlings for space. Hey, welcome to the stream. Great to have you. Thank you for joining. So here's another one, still very small, but I already take that one out too. So let's see what they are, like what kind of a label we have here. This is a multi-hybrid between a columnar Trichocereus and grandiflorus, like Lobivia grandiflora. Big flowering, reddish flowers with a black throat. Good morning. Thank you for being here. Yeah, we're going through the seedlings now, discussing the seedlings, and later we'll see what we do. I brought a lot of different stuff, so it will be an interesting stream. And I'm always happy to take questions. Right now, what I'm discussing is the cactus seedlings that we sown out maybe in the last 2 or 3 months. Hey mate, welcome to the stream. Great to have you. Thank you for joining. So, okay. Let's go through these here. Here's the situation, similar actually. Little cactus seedlings, and they have not grown as fast as they could have grown. Let me show you some that have the same age. Check it out. So yeah, the ones on the right have obviously grown a little faster. There are a few seedlings in the middle that have spines already. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. Great to be here. We are discussing cactus seedlings for everyone that finds the stream outside. Great to have you. I was born in Saarland, Germany. Yeah, I see myself more like a Saarländer, like a born Saarländer than German. But yeah, I was born in Germany. So yeah, some of the seedlings here haven't grown, and they might not grow at all. I will give them a little bit more time, but eventually this will get to the point when I take it out of the bag, when I have to take it out of the bag. The age, this is 2 or 3 months old already, so they should be big enough, but sometimes you have to have patience with them. Yeah, I like the German accent. I could try to speak more American, but I really enjoy the accent. I like it. And yeah, it's unique, you know. So let's go through these here. This is Mamacita Acacia hybrid. These are a little bit younger, maybe 1.5 months old. Hey, hello. Greetings. A lot of Germans always in the stream, or at least some German words that I see. So great to have you. Yeah, let's see what this is. Mamacita, they are not really growing, but at least they are green. I'm happy with that. That's, as far as I'm concerned, that's the minimum that they can survive long term. So these need to be in the bag for another month, a good month. Thank you, it's great. Vielen Dank. Sehr gut. Every now and then, like I throw in a few German words. But yeah. Vielen Dank. Greetings to the Netherlands too. Thank you. Yeah, right now we won't be able to, like, the new season's almost beginning. And yeah, might not be much longer that we're doing the stream. We'll see, maybe another month or two. And then we're streaming from outside. These are cactus seedlings, little cactus seedlings that we have sown out on this stream. This is a cactus sowing out stream, you know. I'm doing my thing in English. I've already been a cactus breeder long before you could automatically translate. I wanted to be able to talk to my friends in the United States or in Australia, and I wanted to be able to have a chat with them all the time. So I had to. So I very early on moved to English because a lot of the cactus community at the time was on English pages, English message boards, and at this point it's too late to change it. But great to have you. Guten Morgen. Always glad to have, you know, people who appreciate, like, the background. So yeah, these are not growing, not at all. Humkes Roro, some of them are green, so I would give them more time. But in general, I I just find it like it's classic that they don't grow fast enough. This is Hildewinterer, just genetically slow sometimes. You often have to graft them. You often have to graft the seedlings of Hildewinterer, and we might eventually do it. We'll see, depending on how many grafting stocks we have. Okay. This one's equal, like these were already. Oh, for me, it doesn't show me that I'm offline, but I can change to the mobile internet. Let me try that, okay? This is going to be more stable. If not, I will change back. But in the last couple of weeks, I'm not sure what it is. The internet's just laggy here sometimes. If you're not hearing me, let me know. If not, I will just continue. So, what do we have here? This is a hybrid between Flying Saucer and Cantora Gelb. Really interesting cross. I like that. The mother plant has an amazing flower. Really big. 20 centimeter diameter. I think a Reinhard Liske hybrid that I bought on eBay, and the plant was amazing. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, but the seedlings are too small to take them out of the bag. That's great to hear. Thank you for letting me know. For now, these will stay in the bag. This has already been sown in sowing soil, which turned out to be a little bit better as a soil. So they have a little bit more time, maybe a month in the bag. And then I would slowly start to harden them up. Harden them up to just the normal humidity in a room. When I have them under a plant lamp, I have a lot of the seedlings on a shelf below a lamp, and at some point you need to introduce them to the regular setting. You can't really keep them in a bag forever. They will have to face the world. One seedling rolled away. That is not a good sign. Could mean that the root is damaged. I will look into that. Chickens are going crazy again. Like in the last few days, I'm not sure why, but the chickens of my neighbor keep going crazy. They are warning all the time. I'm not sure how it's called when they are doing their chicken sounds, but they've been doing like crazy, and I'm always worried it's a fox or something like that. I was already out a few times to check on the chickens, and it's not even my chickens, it's my neighbor's chickens. Okay, here's a little seedling that fell down. We'll bring that one up, try to reposition it, give it a firm connection to the soil. It still has a root, so that's good. It doesn't look healthy, at least it does have a root. Eventually, we will see if it will survive or not. For now, I'm happy with the way it is. Okay. Yeah. Apart from that, they still need to stay in here. They are much too small to be taken out. I will water them a little. But really just a little. I don't want to disturb the seedlings that are just in process of germinating. Here's one that's upside down. I will turn that one around, flipping it around. Always important to have the little seedlings connect to the soil, because otherwise they can, even in the bag, they can still dehydrate. They are so small. They need that connection to the soil. Okay, apart from that, I can close it up again. Not seeing a huge issue right now, not seeing fungus gnats. But the moment I keep seeing similar problems in this container, I will open it up. I will take it out of the bag, and that will mean I have to spray it 3 times a day, every day. if you really can't do it thrice, maybe do it twice and it will work. But it's borderline. I already get to a point when some of the seedlings could use a little bit more water, and I'm already trying my best, already trying hard to have enough water available to them. Okay, in this one, yeah, this looks horrible. It's Humkes Roro seedlings. These are all unhealthy. I do not think that we can save a lot of them. We would have to graft them all. They don't seem to be able to produce any kind of chlorophyll. Full albino, at least a lot of them, the majority of them. There's one seedling that is green and big. I'm not sure about that one. We will have to wait and see. Could be wrong. You know that one seed got into the other seeds mixed in, or it's just the only one that's growing normally. A few of the smaller ones are green. Okay. Yeah, I've been repositioning a few of the seedlings, but apart from that, it all looks not good. They all look equally bad, but there's nothing we can do. This needs to go into the bag again, at least if we care about the somewhat yellow seedlings. Right now, there's still a chance that some of the health variegated seedlings could survive long term, so it can pay off to have patience with them. Yeah, but I'm not really keen on it. We will see how the next couple of weeks, how these will develop. Probably not good. Gut feeling, this is a waste of time for most of them. Maybe if we can get 5 seedlings in the end, that would be good. Okay. In this one, I only see 2 seedlings, and one of the 2 looks bad, unhealthy. Let me see. This one's obvious, and there's another one in the corner somewhere here, up there. No, I also grow a few chili. I've grown a few chilies. I want to grow a few different fruit trees, fruit shrubs, stuff like that. Nothing complicated that causes problems with the platform, you know, but just the classic little bit of vegetable gardening here and there, cactus seedlings. But yeah, I'm open, you know, where I just started this thing with the sowing out, and we'll see where it leads us, you know. I enjoy sowing out, and I'm not against every now and then bringing something that isn't cactus, as long as it's, you know, YouTube safe. We might try it on the stream. For now, we have maybe 5 different chili plants, and they are getting to the point when I really need to repot them, and I want to do that in some of the next streams. Just need bigger pots, and then we'll repot them. Today it's just cactus, but it's so many, so yeah, it's already enough. Again, this seedling here, not looking healthy. This one might have a chance, but not really. Yeah, not that, you know, not that. I don't want to have any kind of. I enjoy my family-friendly kind of stream, you know. That's something that I really appreciate. That you can just advertise a positive hobby, growing stuff from, you know, from seeds. I enjoy that idea. I don't want to put myself in a category, you know, where they already say, it's something like that, you know. With the stuff that we're growing here, this is good. They should show that more often in the algorithm. So yeah. Here's another one. Also same situation. A lot of yellowish seedlings. Nothing that might stick around. Okay, these were the ones in the bag that I had here. Let me see, did we have this one? I'm not sure. And I also brought takeaway containers here. We've been sowing out in takeaway containers too. I wanted to test it. They are not great, but they are also not terrible for sowing out. It will work. So we will go through them later. I had them at the heater and I want to see if we got a few germinations. So, yeah, these have been transplanted into sowing soil, classic sowing soil. The yellowish color is probably like genetic variegation. But we'll see if it outgrows itself in the new soil. Could happen, but probably not. Fact that we also have those green seedlings in between makes me think it's probably more variegation. This is also Mamacita offspring, Mamacita being a multi-hybrid, and that can already cause variegation in the seedlings. It's just genetically distant. So yeah, let's see what we have here. I'm not sure if I opened this one. I don't think so. This is Teleflora, and we might have to transplant them. This is from a hybrid between Sorensia telegona and Echinopsis irisi grandiflora. And they are too deep down, like in the pot. The soil keeps washing out at the bottom, and that reduces the level where they are. So we will repot them eventually. They don't look healthy. This is genetic, also genetic unhealthiness. We will see how many of them make it. These unhealthy seedlings, I really try not to have them. It's not that they can, sometimes you can have an amazing plant from that, but I very much try not to waste too much time with stuff that is genetically unhealthy. Okay. Yeah, let's check out the takeaway containers that I brought. This is Saarwellen. This was Saarwellen crossed with Fast 11. No seedlings, and I think at this point this has no viability. I tried this again at the heater, below the heater, but the seeds should have come up by now. At this point, you can let everything dry out and try again, but I'm not sure if I want to invest that much space. I think this is the end for this container. You can't keep them all. You can reuse the soil for like outside, as long as there are no pests in it. Okay, this one also not seeing any germinations. Also from Teleflora. Some of them came up, some of them didn't. I think the mother plant had 7 fruits this last season, 2025. And some of them are really healthy and some of them are really not healthy. I want to give it a little bit more time, but you can already see that this will fail. If you get a seedling in here, it will probably be unhealthy in a way that could be seen as a waste of time. Okay. Here's something that shows problems with the takeaway containers. It has baked the cake. It looks like really like there's a cake inside a mold, and it's not flexible. That kind of the way this container kind of shapes the soil is not good. If you have it in a square pot like this, it's a little bit different. The water can sink down. That prevents that you have water pooling that completely deforms everything. And in this case, no germinations either. Let me see what the label says. Hageocerois. Yeah, multi-hybrid with Hageocerois. And that's already a hybrid that's very distant. Like the 2 parents involved in that plant are very distant. Could be genetically unviable. Yeah, I will wait a little bit longer, but next time we're opening that, we might already throw it away. Okay, this is Seedling. Feel like the Seedling seeds, the smaller the seeds, the less likely they will come up. The smallish seedling, like the smallish seeds, I try to sow them out very fast after harvest. Usually when I'm sowing out, it's not more than 6 months, and a lot of the smaller Seedling species with the smaller seeds, they already don't come up after that time. Yeah, Seedling, it will get another week, but then I might discard the seeds. We will see. Sometimes you have a bad soil, bad kind of humidity, not the right temperature. Something in the container prevents the seeds from coming up. So you can try again. If it's good seeds, it can be worse to try again. To let everything dry out, open the lid, or take them out of the bag, let the soil completely dry out for maybe 3 weeks, and then put it in a bag again, or put up the lid again, trying to induce germination again. Sometimes that helps. In my like when we tried it here on the stream, and it was not long ago, maybe a month ago, we had maybe 1/5 or 1/4 of the seedlings of the containers that had no germinations. In those we did have seedlings again then. So if it's a good kind of seed that you have, it can be worth it. Here's another thing that I only see here, like in this form, the breaking of the soil, not good. It's really not good when you have, if we had seedlings in there, this would really ruin their day. This is Validus, by the way, Echinopsis valida. I will try these again. I still have some seeds of them, and some of the germination tests were successful. So I'm surprised to not see any here. I will try to get the soil a little bit more like flexible again. I'm just punching it a little, trying to get rid of that huge Grand Canyon in the middle of the container. And then I will try again. These should be viable. Sometimes you really, it's hard to tell. So I would always, if you have no germinations, if it's really something good, consider doing a second germination test, because those often succeed. At least that's what I saw recently here. Quite a few of them came up later. This one is a hybrid called Feathers, Uwe Kahle hybrid. Also no seedlings here. Could be genetic. This is a very, like a multi-hybrid. And when I say multi-hybrid, in this case, I really mean it. There are many different parents involved, long family tree, and that can totally cause unhealthy seedlings, no germination, or variegated seedlings, or some sort of a genetic problem. These here, also Seedling. This is Seedling huasha. I wanted to have these like because that population has a pretty unique hybridization with candicans, with Seedling candicans, but unfortunately the seeds were too old. The age, like you can keep these classic Echinopsis, Seedling, Lubivia seeds, you usually can keep them for a while. Like the bigger the seeds, the more likely it is that they are still viable after maybe a couple of years or so. If you want to really keep the seeds viable for long, you could look into freezing them. That's what the big seed banks are doing. Of course, they are freezing seeds in stuff like, I don't know, nitrogen, something like that. But you can also freeze seeds in a classic freezer, and if you can keep them dry, The viability usually holds. Just make sure that no water, no humidity gets to the seeds, and then you could actually theoretically freeze them. I often freeze the cactus pollen when I'm collecting pollen on a plant to use in the next year. And if you do it right, you can keep the pollen viable for years. 2-3 years is not a problem. Okay, so in this one we have seedlings, and I'm quite happy about that. This is Amun-Re. This is one of the containers that we like as a second germination test, and here suddenly we had seedlings. Pretty good. I'm happy about that. There's some variegated seedlings in the middle, but for now I have hope that we will get a few large plants from this. And I'm always happy when it's Amun-Re. Amun-Re is one of the best hybrids that I've seen. This is Pink Stripes, hybrid by Reinhard Liske. Great breeder, German breeder. Yeah, but no seedlings here. This was, unfortunately, I suppose it's genetic mismatch. Sometimes you just use a father that isn't made for it, and that results in unviable seeds. So this one, I think, goes away now. Not really seeing a lot of potential because I've had that container for a while and nothing has come up in the time. Here's another test, like second germination test that really succeeded to everyone's surprise. Sometimes you have seeds that look completely dead, where you feel like these cannot come up, and they still do. And in this case here, there's one seedling where I want to correct the position a little bit, but in general I try to leave them alone when they are this small. Okay. Here's another seedling besides it that's also leaning a little bit too much. I don't like when the little seedling is already halfway on the ground. It doesn't take much for pests to eat it up then, you know. Gotta make it a little bit more difficult for them. So I always try to correct the position of a little seedling, and sometimes it's not easy. Gotta be careful with the tiny root that they have. Little tiny root, and if it breaks, you often cannot fix it. So this was also germination test with great results. So for now, this can stay in there. We will see how long. I expect that the space will run out pretty fast with them. In these containers, they are a little bit lower, so we might have to repot them a little bit faster than the others. Okay. We had those. Here's one where I dropped it and had to refill the thing, and I'm not entirely happy because you can still see the big tear that was there. So at some point we will repot them, transplanting them into a bigger pot or separating them. I already brought new pots to single these out. I just need to bring soil and then we will do it. Wanted to do it today, but then I already had clicked on the live button and I had forgotten to bring the soil with me. So maybe we're doing that next time. Okay, yeah. They are too small to take them out of the humidity, like to take off the lid. Once we take off the lid, this thing will kind of dry out a little. That will give the soil a little bit more stability than it has right now. There's a lot of water in there. I would love to get a little bit of water out here. I consider maybe adding a drainage hole. But yeah, we might do that sometime soon. Would be great to have them in humidity, but also with a little bit of drainage downwards. Okay, yeah, this is also another test container. This is the last one that I have. Apparently we suddenly, they completely failed the first germination test. Would be interesting to know what really didn't work. In my opinion, it was probably the temperature. It's not easy to always have the right temperature constantly. And when I'm running the heater, the central heating in the house, maybe it turns off overnight, and that could already mean that it's cooling down to a point where the seedlings stop to germinate. Okay, so here's a few failed germinations that I wanted to show. These are the kiwi that I've sown out. I had frozen the seeds to induce that kind of cold treatment, to give them the cold treatment that they need, or that I read about. But no seedlings here. Seeds were very old. I just wanted to show them because I consider it failed, and I wanna report back. Okay, this was old tomato seeds, 2013 maybe. So those did not come up. And this was also chili, older seeds, no viability, no germination. So at some point, they really lose the viability. Okay, so I will make a little bit of space here, and then I will bring the tub of hydration. The chickens really make a show outside. I'm not sure what's going on here, but the chickens in the last week, once a day, they suddenly completely lose it. They are giving me alarm signs, and I'm not sure why. Because every time I look after them, there's nothing there. Maybe it's a cat, but I'm just worried it might be a fox, Okay, so I want to water seedlings. That's why I brought the tub of hydration. This is good to, keep my desk from being completely flooded, and also it allows me to water the seedlings a little bit easier. It gives a little bit of water from the bottom too. So these will be watered now. I wanted to transplant them today, but since we're not able to do that, I want to give them a little bit of water so we can do it tomorrow. It will last until tomorrow, and then we can single them out. So they will get a little bit of water. These have been from the beginning with us, like in the first wave of cactus seedlings that we have sown out. Yeah, and I'm proud of them. They are doing fine. They are just in the the pot is too tight. We need to single them out. But apart from that, we have many cool seedlings, and they are all maybe a little bit different. They all have the potential for having a unique flower. Every seedling can have a different flower. This is from a Flying Dragon Cantora hybrid. So really good genetics. I like that. Flying Dragon has a huge flower, and combined with Cantora, it flowers earlier, even earlier. Even sooner, I think is the right word. But yeah, so these also need water. Will be singled out. I kept them at the desk yesterday, but I need to get the soil so we can do it. Okay, and the last one. These will also be singled out. We will be doing a singling out live stream. These are also Uwe Kahle seedlings, probably. Yeah. And there are so many that they need at least 2 or 3 pots. Okay. This is very dehydrated. You can see that the soil has baked a little bit. That's just when it's drying out. Sometimes certain soils, they cannot dry out without losing the little bit of flexibility, like that looseness that you just need for seedlings. So I want to water it a little to get that a little bit more useful, easier to shape again. Like I want the soil to have some sort of humidity that makes it useful, like usable for me. I want to fix that big gap that I see here on the sides. Maybe if I can compress the soil a little bit with a pen, just to get rid of that baked kind of soil, because it can be bad for seedlings. It just makes the soil so dry that the little roots often can't dig in. Yeah, not great, but it's better than before. A little bit more water, and then I will move them under the lamp again. These are pretty old, by the way. This is already the first soil that we used. And yeah, they should be bigger. They should be a lot bigger. They've been getting fertilizer, but they haven't really gotten much greener. So there can be a lot of genetic stuff going on here. Variegation is very common. Yeah, this is Born to be Wild sister. I have many hybrids with Born to be Wild, and I got the mother plant of these on eBay, and the flower was great. So growing the seedlings makes a lot of sense, but they are not really shining, you know. So these are green, really nice, healthy green color. I like that about them. The parentage, this is a Wörlitz Cantora Gelb hybrid cross with feathers as father. So the goal is to have a nice, funky Wörlitz color. Something like pink stripes, but with ragged or feathery kind of petals. Nice, interesting shape. Yeah, and they are looking good. And this is a hybrid cross that I did quite a few times with different parents, always with different parents, and I'm sure one or two of them will come out with the type of flower that I want to have. But you have to grow them. You have to really find out. If you have so many seeds and nobody's growing them, that would be a shame. So that's what we're doing here, making sure that eventually in 5 years from now we can show the flowers. So these here, Bamboy. And I had a second container, also with seeds of Bamboy. Those almost didn't get germinations at all. Think after the second attempt, we got 1 or 2 sick-looking seedlings, and these look healthy. Sometimes you have that. So I want to water them. They're a little bit too deep in the pot, but it's okay. I also saw that there's a new germination somewhere here. It will probably not be visible because it's just a little white dot. But this is a delayed germination, probably from being under the lamp. Once you start watering and you keep the soil wet for a few hours maybe, then you can get these additional germinations later on. Will be harder to get that seedling through, but we will try. Okay. These here are also grown maybe 2 months ago, sown out maybe 2 months ago. Very dry soil, so it needs to be watered. Hilde Winterer hybrid. Yeah, and for Hilde Winterer, this is pretty healthy. I like that. Okay. Takes a while for the water to sink in. This has just been so dry. I might have to wait a while. Might have to invest a little bit of time to get the soil flexible again. Okay. Yeah, after that, maybe we're starting with the tags. With the tags or with the cactus seeds. I have a few different things that I wanted to show you. We will probably not make it through all the seedlings that should be watered today, but that isn't a problem. You know, keeps the stream fresh. So let me show you what I did here. I usually, when I collect the fruit in autumn, I clean the seeds under running water with a big sieve, and yeah, once I'm done with that, I always try to get rid of the pulp. So I just have the seeds left in the sieve, and then I dry everything on kitchen paper. And over here I have 2 or 3 that I washed yesterday. Okay, and I want to start bagging them before I forget it. I cannot believe it. There are they again. The AfD is commenting in my live stream. Cannot believe it. Are you guys, do you really need support so bad that you're going into a Cactus live stream? So just to add a little bit of context, the comments that are just coming in, this is a German party. This is a right German party. I'm just surprised to see them commenting in a Cactus live stream. Unusual. So yeah, by the way, good that you're here. Do you guys really want to leave the European Union? It sounds like a horrible idea. Can't believe it. So yeah, let's continue. Apparently, politics is invading into my live stream, and I have no problem with it because I'm happy to comment. You know, so every now and then when that happens, you have to be flexible. Yeah, look, right now there's a political push to the right in Germany, like where I'm from, and it's really like they're really trying to destroy the European Union. At least that's the feeling that I get, and I hate that. I really hate seeing that. I find it unbelievable. I find it unbelievable that so much of German politics is influenced from Russia now, having a lot of Russian interference in the German election and that kind of stuff, you know. So yeah, I'm trying to stay away from politics, but they are really managing to really bother me enough that I might have to roast them sometime soon. But I don't want to have this to become a political stream. The type of stuff that I try to do on my live stream, I'm incredibly disappointed by so many parties in Germany, you know, and like right now. Oh, come on. So now they're commenting that leaving the European Union would strengthen the economy. Oh, come on. Have you seen how the Brexit happened? Have you seen the outcome of the Brexit? Have you seen, like just yesterday, I was looking at the number of business that left Great Britain due to the Brexit. this has cost everyone immense amounts of money. Like the Brexit was one of the worst ideas, and I'm not doing it. I'm not really supporting doing it in Germany too. It's insane. It's really insane. Just think about all the bonus that you have from being able to sell stuff to other states, being able to freely exchange goods in between the states. Yeah. It is an immense benefit that you can sell stuff to Spain, to Italy, that you can buy, that you can drive over the over the Germans. Sometimes when they border to other countries, they can drive over and buy stuff. That is a huge thing, and it's good for the economy. You would instantly lose all that. And because the Brexit, because you can really look at the Brexit and you can see how that happened and what it caused to the people, how bad of an influence. I haven't bought anything in Great Britain since they have left the European Union, because it means you have additional customs checks, you have to pay 12 euro taxes for everything that you import, that kind of stuff, And imagine you have that when you're buying something from France or from Italy. And not even, there's so many companies that have chosen that country because they can use it to freely do business. It would mean that many businesses leave to where export is easier. Okay, I'm happy to really hear how this would happen, how it would make the economy stronger, but I'm not. I'm just looking at the Brexit, and it gets obvious what a bad idea it was. But yeah, I really need to kind of put a context to this. This is really a right party in Germany, and I'm trying my best to not get drawn into politics, because I don't like it. I'm not a political guy, but I hate injustice. I hate when you do politics that, like, in my opinion, maybe it would be a good idea if these kind of parties would have to prove that they can actually change stuff, It's always easy to be always in the opposition and always to talk bad about everything that the other party does. You can always say, last time, like 4 years ago, it was that SPD government that was so bad. Now they are doing the same with the CDU, and believe me, the current government is horrible. I'm not supporting them. That's what I'm saying. But if I would support a party, I wouldn't support one that is actively undermining democracy in Germany. I honestly can't believe that it is possible, that there are parties that take money from Russia. And, I can't believe that people are trying to run in a country, or like doing politics for a country, and they are so heavily influenced by Russia, of all countries. Nothing against Russia, but if they are in Germany, if they are trying to, like, Russia has way too much influence on the politics of that particular party. And that's something Hey Robert, I'm sorry, but apparently my live stream is found it's often found by political parties doing their promo in my comments. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's someone who knows me, who just wants to troll me. I wouldn't be surprised, because honestly, this is the last live stream that I would go as a political party. I'm so unhappy about the current state, because there's just toxicity right now. They are, no matter what a government does, they are actively just trying to, no matter what they do, they will not. That's the problem that I have with current politics. They are no longer trying to solve problems. They are just trying to block, trying to use everything that the other party does. It will be leveraged against them. it is a horrible way to do politics, like all this populism politics, where they are just trying to make people angry on social media. That is such a bad thing. Just look at society in the last few years and how the comments on social media have evolved to where they are now. That's why I really try to stay away from politics. It is poison for society right now. So yeah, and they are using that, all these anger parties. I totally understand the anger that people have, because a lot of people are poor right now. There's a lot of injustice. I totally get it, but you do not solve problems by completely throwing away all the benefits of the European Union. That is really a huge thing. It would make no sense. You have Frankfurt, Frankfurt am Main. Frankfurt am Main being one of the big banking cities in the world. What do you think would happen if they would lose, if they would go out of the European Union? What would happen with that? It would instantly isolate us, instantly isolate Germany in Europe. There's a reason why so many of these countries haven't left the European Union, because it has a lot of good stuff for them. It really means a lot that every company can sell something to Spain, to Italy, to Belgium. That is, you earn a lot of money by that. Like when I was in the seed business, a lot of my customers were from the European Union, and that's a good thing. So yeah, I apologize, but I really don't get that kind of destructive way of politics that they are doing right now. We've had the luck, we've had the luck to live in a time when it was somewhat peaceful, when we could have really used the time to work on the problems that we have. So as far as I'm concerned, it might not be a bad thing if they one day have to have a government, have to lead the country, and have to show that things would be different. It's always easy to be that anger party that riles people up, that leads, that is big on Facebook, because everything they post is phrased in a way that makes people angry. I hate seeing that. I see that with so many people that I know, so many older people that see that, and they are influenced by that. So yeah, I'm almost 50 now, and I never thought that there would be a time when I have to do what I do today, like just have an opinion and stand to it on the internet from time to time. And I'm not trying to, no, it is not something that I really want to have. But right now, the world isn't all right now, and people need to move into a future where we work together again, like trade agreements, that kind of stuff. Right now with the United States, the situation with the United States is that you can barely ship books. Like I've used to ship a lot of Cactus books to the United States. Right now you can't even ship stuff to the United States. And that is where that politics of isolation leads. And I don't want to have that. I enjoy being able to order something from Europe, from another European country. I recently, I bought something on eBay, and it was cheap. It was like $10. And when I got it, like the seller had kind of hidden that he was shipping from outside the European Union. And DHL instantly, like the German tax collection, they have instantly added €12 of customs fee just for that stuff. And and the value of that letter was maybe $10 total, $5 to $10 total, but customs has led to and everything gets opened up. You know, they constantly open up something that you got to pick up at the bigger customs office, like 50 minutes away. You know, that's really bad. So yeah, I'm really in a situation like right now in Germany. Germany is really drifting to the right a little bit, and it's a dangerous time right now. That's why I'm also commenting when I see a comment like that. I could just delete it. You know, I could just delete it. But I really, every now and then, you have to have that talk. So yeah, I want to get these seeds out of the way before I throw them off the table. So let me just do that. And I really want to say I see myself more like a conservative. And today, in today's world, it just doesn't fit anymore. You know, they have changed what a conservative is today. And I don't even, like, as someone who was born in Germany, I've seen a lot of problems, like when in the way they've been integrating guests from other countries, you know. So I totally get when people support strict immigration laws, but what they are doing today, what's happening right now, is really far away from that. Hey, welcome to the stream. Great to have you. So yeah, every now and then in the last couple of weeks or in the last week, we have these guests in the stream, in the live stream, that want to spread the word about their party of peace. So yeah, great to have you. Thanks everyone. I'm sorry for having this talk. But when that happens, you have to set, like I said, this is like when the Republicans in the United States would comment in someone's stream that is in an American stream, you know, like you have that, when that happens, you have to address it. I would never vote for a company that wants to leave the European Union. I'm all for having strong, like for strengthening the countries and all that, you know. But I would never vote for someone who doesn't see how good it is to have a trade union. It's just a good thing. And I'm at a point, you know, like once you've reached a certain age, you just detach yourself from politics a little bit. At least that's how it is with me. I look at politics and I'm just disappointed, you know. I'm disappointed because we could actually do stuff. The solution could always be so easy. Like you see that there's a new technology that could make life easier or that could make things better. We would just do it. That's the end of, as far as I'm concerned, this could be the end. But right now, there's so many different interests in politics, lobbyism, you know, all that. So many different people have a say. So I'm just detaching myself from politics like a disgruntled father. I don't want nothing to do with it. But I also don't want to, in 10 years from now, want them to tell me like, I let it happen. I let it happen that they destroyed something that I really believe is a good idea, like the European like the European Union. Just look at the customer protection, like the type of protection that you get from companies, like when you're buying stuff, the fact that they are now using USB charging, that you can use the same charging cable for every different smartphone, that is really a good thing. And that is the kind of stuff that has been pushed by the European Union. I don't agree with everything they do. I got to say that they are over-regulating, and I agree with that completely. So I'm not saying the European Union is perfect. But if you look at consumer protection and what has been done all over the world, most of the progress is driven by European politics right now, by EU politics. So that is a good thing. Right now, I have 50 different charging cables of smartphones. I could pick them. I could bring them here. The table would be full. I would have the table full of different chargers for different smartphones that I had. And if you at some point have one charging cable for everything, that would be awesome. And it would be awesome to have it all over Europe. But the moment you get rid of the European Union, you don't have that anymore. So and all that right to repair. I really believe in the right to repair, in the right to repair movement, in the right to fix stuff that you bought. I see that kind of politics mostly in the European Union right now. But they are over-regulating. They have issues with immigration that they are not willing to fix. Like the big issues, they're really paying a lot for immigration, and I support that people that live in a bad place have a way out. Have a way out by going into another culture. But they have a lot of issues getting these people in jobs, that kind of stuff, So I completely agree. You can have these discussions about having some sort of immigration policy that makes sense. I'm totally open for that. But yeah, in general, right now, seeing a lot of anti-democratic influences everywhere, in politics, in Germany, and I hate it. I hate it. Basically, the idea that democracy, it's a great idea. I like the idea of democracy. I really like that idea. But then again, you see how easy you can influence people to vote, and vote in a way that is against their best interest. You just look at the Brexit. In my opinion, by now, all the data shows that it was a bad idea. And you can measure it. You can look at all the companies that have gone away, all the capital that has moved away. You can really measure it. So seeing the current, what they are currently doing in politics, I have detached from it completely. And I don't really have hope, I don't really have hope that within the next 10 or 20 years that will be fixed. I just wait until eventually we can get back to having no more of that Facebook aggression, like that social media aggression that is currently everywhere in politics that you see. And like this morning, I read a post about sports, about my favorite football team. People were arguing below that post. Then I saw something like a cartoon, and people were arguing about it. I saw different kind of news reports, and people were arguing about it. I just don't like that way to have a society. And politics right now plays a big part in driving that wedge in between people. And then you have the pages that just post some sort of a headline that already riles people up. I'm from Germany. right now in Germany, there's a big push to the right. And in my opinion, the country might eventually get there again. Like really right government, it might happen in Germany. I'm not sure, but I wouldn't rule it out. I think it's definitely possible. And, it's all, like I said, it's always easy to be in the opposition. It's always easy to say what the others are doing is bad. Might not be like if I look at Austria. In Austria, when they had a right government, they did like it didn't take long until that thing has fallen apart, and it might be the same with that. So it doesn't really matter who is winning the election because right now I'm not seeing a good choice. I'm not really seeing that one big good choice. Even parties that I agree with, they are missing fundamental things that I really believe in. Look, Germany's great and Germany has problems. Things are never fully okay, but it's pretty all right. A lot of people have problems with inflation. Older people not being able to live from their pensions. That's how it is in Germany. But yeah, it's I think it's a you see that all over, not only Europe, all over the world. It's a difficult time. So yeah. So in the future, this will be the last stream. This will probably be the last stream where we're having that kind of a comment interference, but I just wanted to use that moment to say, in this case, it was really a right party, and I don't want to be affiliated with them. I don't want to have people thinking that just because they comment in my stream that I support that kind of way of thinking. And when that happens, it's sometimes not bad to let people know why. And in my case, I just feel like, they are completely. There's so many different problems. You can look at it from so many different angles, and what they are doing is bad. So yeah, I really don't have like that much knowledge about India, but it's a beautiful country. Really, it could be a beautiful country if you get all the issues like under control. If you can keep the place clean, keep nature healthy, then it could be a very beautiful country. Continent, So yeah, hope you guys are all right. Okay, yeah. So let's focus on the cactus stuff a little. Maybe another 15 minutes. And in the future, if we get too much of that interference in the comments, I will just shut it off. Like I will just remove it. But I'm really in a situation where I'm quite unhappy about the state of politics infringing into every place, into every space. Okay, so let's clean this here. Cantora. These are Cantora seeds that I've cleaned. So I brought a piece of paper and I will clean the seeds on a piece of paper a little bit. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm cleaning this a little bit so I can bag it. There's not a lot of dirt with it, but enough that I need to do something here. I only want to have the seeds. Okay. So I'm almost there. And then we will bag this. And then we'll see what we do. It's not that I have nothing against taking the stream into a different direction. I just don't want it to have it done on a regular basis. I would prefer to just do cactus stuff. But then again, they also tell you that like we can actively change the, I believe we can actually, instead of doing what we are doing now on social media, arguing on social media, we could actually focus on the problems again. Could be so easy, you know? But right now, everyone's busy arguing on social media. Okay, just removing the seeds that I might have sorted out. Okay. So this is Wörlitz Cantora Gelb, or Cantora Gelb Wörlitz. That one, it was the other side around. Interesting hybrids, because I usually try to get something like pink stripes when I work with it. Okay, and this is Flying Dragon. Flying Dragon Cantora. Okay. Okay, so now we have these cleaned. I'm very happy that I'm moving on with the seeds. Too many. So let's discuss a few of the containers again. And yeah, apart from that, thank you for being here again. I don't want to make it a habit. I don't want to have it in every stream. But every now and then you have to have the hard discussions also. I'm not letting them invade my stream without having a chat, you know? Sometimes you have to. Okay. So I've watered these here, water sinking in a little. Just letting it soak. And this will last them maybe for 3 hours, 3 or 4 hours. Then I need to spray them again. I can only tell you with the cactus seeds, like me being a cactus grower, it is an immense benefit when I can get seeds from certain countries. Like I really like. There's some for one some breeders that I really like, European breeders also, and also like there are a few shops that reliably have amazing seeds in the in the European Union, and that's just a big advantage when you can just order them without having to worry, hey, might customs cause problems because of taxes sometimes. So yeah, I really appreciate that. I've been able to, you are able to share share stuff with other growers outside the country. It has really helped me to get a good collection. Friends from other European countries, when they have a great hybrid, they send it around. You know, they can offer it on eBay. I see a lot of plants on eBay Germany, and so many plants from the nearby European states that sell on eBay Germany. It's all that stuff that you also have to think about. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Watering one after the other. Check it out. These are all pretty dry. They might take a while with the water. So I need to be after them, like the whole day, spraying them a few times. Hey, welcome to the stream. Great to have you. Thank you for joining. I appreciate it. Had another unique stream today in between. So yeah, I'm mostly watering right now. I have the tub of hydration here, and I'm just trying to let the water sink in a little. This soil that I'm using is very fast draining. These are cactus seedlings, little cactus seedlings that I have grown on the stream with everyone on the live stream. You can literally go back to the first days where we have sown them out. It's basically the theme of the live stream in the last 2 or 3 months. A lot of little cactus seedlings here, all different, very beautiful flowers. So definitely a good hobby. I recommend it. I really recommend it. It's a good positive hobby. Growing something yourself, you know. A lot of like the idea of sustainability. I really like that idea. Being able to survive no matter what happens in the world is a good thing. If you can grow your vegetables, or if you like a certain tree and you can just sow it out, that is really nice. I like that. So that's what we're doing right now. And in spring, we will go outside with the live stream, doing more in the garden with the plants. The watering, the new cactus season starts on March 15th, and until then we're doing this every day around 10 in the morning. So if you want to join us, feel free to do it. Usually it's not so political. Every now and then it happens, but I try to you know, to leave it out mostly. But I'm just a man of conviction. I really believe in, I don't know, doing the right thing. Just doing something nice with this beautiful planet. I believe in animal protections, that kind of stuff. Clean nature. So right now, when I see a lot of these right parties, a lot of the things they do is getting rid of stuff that is needed to protect the planet. So that's one of the reasons why definitely don't feel home in that kind of politics, you know. I don't like that. So, okay. By the way, this is what washed pumice. This was the mineral soil. I don't think I will use that inside anymore for the little seedlings. It's just too fast draining, and you always lose a little bit of it. Falls out of the pot at the bottom, and you don't have that with this. It washes out a little bit, but not comparable to the pumice. You pick that thing up, and you see the pumice coming out of the bottom. Okay. I'm almost through here with the seedlings. Didn't think we would still get to them today. But yeah. And again, if that with the stream happens more often with the chat, I would just solve the problem. But it isn't so easy, you know? I just believe in you can't always just delete someone. Sometimes you have to have that talk. And I'm really open here, hearing other people's arguments. You know, I'm not someone that wants to shut out other people that disagree. I'm not like that. So you can often have a discussion with me, even if I disagree politically. That's how I came up, how it was originally. There were times when you could still disagree politically and be friends. I'm that kind of a guy, but today politics has changed. Today it's all about really important rights, and I really believe in some of them that they are trying to take away, like in that general right direction. Like so much anti-democratic behavior happening right now. Okay, so this is it. I think we have all the seedlings watered up. Yeah, it's an unusual combination. You're right. Normally, I didn't expect that the German like alt-right party would come to my stream to comment. But when they do, I'm ready. You know, it's not that I can't tell them why I disagree with them. You know, it's just that a lot of that stuff that they are doing isn't talking, it isn't discussing. Right now, there's a really bad climate on social media, and it's fueled by politics. You know, and it was a decent chance to have that to let them know that I think that they could do positive politics, but instead they're doing stuff that is bad for society, that is making people angry. Just everything they do, like they intentionally frame the Facebook post with a title that already makes people angry. What issues to the far right have what issues? I'm not sure. I'm definitely not right, you know? So every now and then, like in the last days, we've had a few comments by a right party here in Germany. And that led to a few discussions about that. I've understood it, you know? Like, I'm not sure if we had that discussion recently, but it happened again. You know, what of an accident, you know? Like, it happened again. Like, I had that alt-right party in my comments again today. And in the future, I will just ban them. But right now, you know, people that know me, they watch my stream and they see that kind of party in my comments. That is a huge thing for me, because I don't affiliate with parties right now, especially not with the right ones, because a lot of them are not really, like, they are influenced by Russia, a lot of heavily influenced by Russia. And I find that, you know, if you are a politician for Germany, you can't have Russian interests in mind. That is just what I personally believe, you know. And and that particular party is heavily influenced by Russia, and that is one of the reasons why I completely disagree. And also because they would love to destroy the European Union. European Union is a good thing, like consumer protection. I've had that talk before. If you're really interested in it, listen to it. But I really believe that the European Union is a good thing. It's not perfect. You can really debate. I think they are completely insane when it's about regulation, and you would really need to tone that down, because by doing that, they are also giving fuel to critics. But in general, I really appreciate, as a cactus grower, being able to buy stuff in other European countries, come on. The European Union is definitely not undemocratic. That is classic troll behavior. That is really troll behavior. What do you mean with that? I would love to hear it, I would love to hear it, what that means. Right now, I see a lot of foreign influence on German politics, and okay, look, there's always these paid politicians, business politicians. You have them in every country. That is a general problem with politics, that you always have these. You have the same in the United States with the Democrats and the Republicans. They are getting paid no matter what kind of bad politics they do. They are all getting paid. So, and there's no incentive to do positive, good politics. And that you have that everywhere. But the European Union are the ones that are currently pushing consumer protection, really pushing consumer protection at a time when everything is trying to become a subscription, when it's really important that people protect the right of the consumer, at a time when big companies buy up all the hard drives, all the memory that they can get for AI machines. At this time, we need strong consumer protection. That is important. If it weren't for the European Union, we would continue to have 30 different charging cables for the smartphones. That is an entirely good thing. I apologize, but that is really a good thing. Yeah, look, and how is it going? Let me know how it's going in the United States. It's going so great. You are currently at threat. You really need to be careful that you're not losing the right to stand on the corner and hold up a sign that is against the president. So I'm really not being lectured on that kind of stuff. In view of the current situation, I have good friends in Minnesota. I have good friends that are really, really suffering, that are worried for their democracy. And if you would look at it today, like if you had a way to ask those founding fathers, those founding fathers what they would think of you, I can tell you what they would tell. You're always, like, the Republicans are always advertising the party of Lincoln. Lincoln wouldn't even agree with you. So yeah, I'm sorry, but we're cutting this close. I'm tired of this. In the future, I would just block everything that is, all that alt-right stuff. In the future, don't come to my stream. You are not welcome. You are not welcome. And you know why? Because I actually believe in the values that you guys have been talking about all the time. I believe in democracy. I believe in the right to stand there with a sign and say your opinion. I believe that, like I'm looking with worry in the United States, good friends of mine, really good friends of mine, like women that are worried if they can go to the doctor, that are losing access to important healthcare stuff just because of politics right now, just because of alt-right politics. They are currently doing stuff that will throw science and medicine back 10 or 20 years. And I don't like it. So yeah, I just feel like it doesn't even matter who's the president, but that American stuff is coming over to Europe. American politics is heavily influencing European politics too. And if we are not careful here, we will have that same stuff here, which you can see by the fact that that today there was an alt-right party in my chat. This is a Cactus stream. Take care. Take care. Yeah, okay. I'm almost going out of the stream too. I just had to clean up here a little bit, and in the future, I will block that kind of stuff. I think I have said it. I think I've been clear today. I'm not affiliated with political parties, and especially not the right ones, simply because there are no easy answers. And right parties, there's no nuance. You can't really. It's always that easy solution, that populistic solution, and that's not how the world works. Sometimes you need to work together. And I see the right driving a wedge in the center of society, and I'm not for it. I hate that. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Yes, exactly. I'm not sure what drives them to a Cactus live stream, but if they get in here, I'm not scared to comment. I haven't been touching that subject on social media because I think that on the long term, for me, it doesn't matter. Like, even if they get to the government, they will find a way to screw it up. So I don't really, it doesn't matter. But if they come to my live stream and try to troll me, I have no problem to say that I stand for democracy, and they're not. It's just that kind of basic concept of democracy that I believe in. And you can look at the Brexit. It was a bad idea. People have regretted it so much. So many people have been against it. And I don't want to let the same thing happen to me. I'm standing for the values that I believe in. So yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it. I apologize for having politics again today. And I can't say that I completely, I will never say that I will not touch a certain, when I see a certain question, I might talk about it. But it's not the goal of the stream, and I don't want to have that on a regular basis. Okay, thank you guys. I will be back tomorrow. Have a great day. And tomorrow morning, we will discuss how we will solve that thing in the future. Okay, I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Talk soon. Absolutely unbelievable. I got to go offline because I'm still mad, but I don't want to rant on the stream. So I will be back tomorrow when I've calmed down a little. See you in the morning. Thank you.